Мне нравится вот этот instant regret. Только нажал на это, типа, и все. Понимаю. Ну ладно. What was I thinking? Давай Спокорама. Fuck. Да, Стив Бушеми даже. Хех. Как же много тут вспоминаю ТРЛ вещей. Having a bad night, sweetheart? It was fine until you came along. That's a shame, but hey, you seem like a girl who likes to have fun. I know these things. I have something here just for you. You wanna check it out? How about you scale the fuck out of here, officer? Well, fuck you too, bitch. Flash your badge and say your name to every person in that crowd. I'm Officer Brad Hines. I'm Officer Brad Hines. Dominate. Хорошая обилка. Как говорится, it's fun to do some fun stuff. I'll have the usual. Ах, ему герл. Бедная, бедная. Мила Йовович, Вин Дизель. Понимаю. There you are. What's up? Are you here to be my favorite godmother? Will give me a wonderful dress and drive me to the party. Oh, but it's past midnight already. Grab your stuff and get in my car now. I've got my seatbelt and my popcorn ready. What's up? 6 weeks ago, the prince told me, parlay with the Onyx in the docks, remember? Yeah, and you made me tag along to that. I could learn something about politics. As it turned out, politics meant something awfully similar to watching my drunken family shout at each other at the wedding party. There was this man who didn't need to shout to make my blood boil. The meanest one in the room, their leader. White hair, monocle, musty clothes. But this fucking Pollock cunt. Scrooge McDuck, yeah, I know, how could I forget. A lot of Spanish, old-timey bravado and genderless insult flung in my way. What is his name? Something British? Mainly film of Hollywood. Callahan? Aaron Callian. Douglas. Boss. Callian. Right, it's 1 in 20, and then the man was opinion and ideas were stuck in 1920. Weren't the Nonok's problem to be the progressive opinion? I never understood why they put him with him. Ну потому что вы захуярили единственного нормального потенциального этого, ну да ладно. He has his ways of predicting which way the wind will blow. Anytime. Camarilla on the yes side hit the Onyx. It was the faction opposed to him that were hurt. The luckiest bastard in the world. Thought you didn't believe in luck. I don't, but it sure looks like his luck is finally run out tonight. Huh. Wait, don't tell me. He's dead. Deader than dead? I'm 99% sure the bastard met his final death. How do you know? You got the trustworthy sources in an Onyx in its circles. Looks like all hell is about to break loose. There is emergency meeting at the art hall. Jesus, and you bringing up me with you? Why? Because you were on the way. Because I could. Because I should. You might even be important to the members of the court, but you are still an asset to the sect. Symbolically, at least. I can justify sneaking you into the party, claiming it's for your own protection. My sweet framey godmother, it's a luxury carriage. Wait a minute, though. The party is still happening? I called the prince, told him the best course of action is stopping it, and started listing security protocols I have prepared for this sort of situations. She interrupted me in the hallway of thought and told me that we'll discuss this subject face to face. Ну стоп, разве он не был на подсосе у Паннарда? Неужели пошли 5D шахматы? The party is that important, huh? Politics is that important. And once again, politics sounds like an awful lot like a bunch of party-loving assholes shouting out at each other. Don't worry, this isn't the kind of, how should I call it, governing issue the likes of you and I tend to deal with. And how you would describe the governing issues we tend to deal with? Shoveling ourselves out of shit. No argument here. Блять, когда мы его видели несколько месяцев назад, он матерился как последняя мразь. Чё поменялось, Квадира? I'm not the New York City Baron. The Baron of New York City, if you please. Sayonara, asshole. What are you standing around for? You still need an invitation? No idea, do I? I think the bouncer will let you in. Where is the bouncer? Yes, and he is standing right in front of you. Just stop walking, whelp. My prince? Oh dear, finally. Понимаю. Put on this mask, at very least you are standing out. Блять. Here. I collect the key advisors. I've already been told to come here. I don't think there is a need for us to hold the meeting in a particularly secured place. Well, let's just do it over here. I shouldn't. Absolutely. Wait, is that Miss Savinsky I see behind you? Good evening. I collected her on my way here because of her role as the slumber representative. I realized she might become a target, and I decided to hide her at the yard hole. Putting all my eggs in one basket will make my job easier. I will look for a safe place for her to spend the night. Let her stay with you for now, Alshmai. This time of essence. Are you absolutely sure? But of course, everything we say here is going to become an open secret in a matter of minutes. Prince Barnard has already come up with the appropriate messaging. Before everyone gets here, I'd like to secure the perimeter. Easy now, Alashmai. Ал-Асмай. Я не знаю, как это правильно читать. Полюбе что-то полуарабское. All of the appropriate security protocols for you are already active. Me and the prince have already pulled some strings as well. The situation is mostly under control. Mostly under control, never let anyone sleep any easier. I know that the princess saw you aching for blood. But you have accepted that, like most weapons known to man, you are most effective hidden in the shell. Listen here now. Looks like a fascinating philosophical discussion in the making, but sadly, I'm forced to interrupt. Prince Barnard? Samira, I hope you're enjoying yourself. To be quite honest, I feel out of place. Especially now, seeing as I heard this meeting is meant for those of greater stature than mine. Nonsense, we have a delicate matter to discuss on that might require severe judgment down the road. I think you understand why I wished for a child of Hakim to be involved. Of course. What is with that expression on your face, Qadir? Looks who's joining us. Блять. Prince Barnard, the sheriff, the harpy, the Banu Hakim primogen. Are we still waiting for someone? He's almost here. Shining even more brightly than usual, Aisling. I adore your outfit, Samira. Wish the prince allowed the same amount of effort for me. I, for one, am glad she didn't. I particularly love those horns. Thank you for reminding me. I put them on the prince's behest, but I believe she'd had more than enough fun. No, not yet. Oh, well, this will do for now. But you're not off the hook yet. I paid a costly price to see you like this. We'll celebrate our power in different ways, I suppose. Now, what is this about? Just a moment. Over here, Edison. Then, everyone, I simply hope this is something important. Carter won't be joining us. He gave me a fair warning he might not make it tonight. I've messaged him with the details. I have to find time to meet him later then. Finding time, searching for lost time, I swear, all I do nowadays. And there's never enough. I guess now I understand why I insisted that this evening must last all week. So many esteemed guests, many of them from out of town, each deserving at least a few hours. Yes, let's just cut to the chase now, shall we? That might be the wisest course of action. My prince? Arturo? My prince, everyone, let me begin by stressing these important points. The situation is largely under control, the negotiations are underway, and the situation is more tense than dangerous. We are safe. Let me repeat, we are safe. And with that out of the way, here's the big news. Baron Callian, de facto leader of the Monarchs in New York City, met his final death in his office tonight. How did you find out? I have a good friend near his office. Their intel is accurate as it gets. We also established a negotiation channel with the Monarchs. They gave us all the confirmation we needed. Was our card involved in his destruction? Oh, spare me the visual signaling. I thought we were being transparent here. I don't give a damn if we took care of Callian or not. I just want to have a clear idea of what I'm dealing with. Yes, a clear answer. I need that too. To my knowledge, none of us present here ordered his destruction. Nor did we particulate it. Unless someone wants to confess, it's now or never. That's our official position as well. We Camarilla ruling body had nothing to do with it, and for all intents and purposes his honor conscience had more interest in removing him as we did, more than we did. That interest is sure to manifest in one way now. His former enemies will drop him up as a martyr for the cause. Yes, which is why we said they can just leave the Onyx to their own devices. As much as we'd like to avoid recognizing their sect in any way, we offered to assist them in an official investigation. Let me just ask you one question. Do you realize those curs have no respect for our tradition, yes? We do, Edison, but as a veteran politician you should be deeply familiar with the words controlled opposition. Yes, for now, it's impossible to fully contain the Onyx threats in New York. For now, our only option is to prop up a candidate who will offer the least resistance to our future plans for the city. We extend our hands in the most promising contender, giving him a way to present himself as a diplomat, a man of reasonable compromise. The rebel falls in line. The purists grow angry and alienated. They already contacted the best possible person in their sect. He will oversee the investigation and its best interest to show he is able to resolve the situation calmly. Is that good enough? Неужели мы стали, возможно, потенциальным? It is. Proceed. Keep him in mind, Mr. Payne. Our men's people will still barely tolerate us, and the situation is volatile. The other faction will, within that sorry excuse for a sand mine, will try to escalate the conflict. I will do my best to solve the situation as fast as possible. How so? I volunteer to coordinate the case with the Anarchs, of course. I refuse, you have more important duties to focus on. All due respect, Prince, but if you don't consider me capable of tackling this issue and tending to my usual duties at the same time, I think you gravely underestimate me. Your passion for working yourself to the bone as well is known as and appreciated by everyone in this room, Sheriff, but so is your perfectionism. If you do grant your wish, you will let you investigate while fulfilling your routine obligations. You can guarantee you're going to give both these tasks your best? I can guarantee something very close to my best. Close to your best doesn't cut it. No. Well, the witch is out in the force. Scallion's destruction is sure to cause unrest among the Anarchs, and there is the obvious outlet for their apparent outrage. I want to make this perfectly clear. The celebration will continue, as planned, no matter what. This is why your presence here is absolutely necessary, Sheriff. Rely on your constant protection. Of course, my prince, we must be on a constant vigil for the new days. His sword must be constantly pointed at the enemies surrounding us. Timing of the Baron's destruction is impeccable. Anarch's leaders are sure to point at us and claim we are shamelessly celebrating his end. Does anybody believe it's just a coincidence? Murders are messy, almost as messy as the politics. It's impossible to reliably predict the outcome of any violent action. I think it'd be wise us to brace for a lot of unfortunate coincidence, Aisling. In any case, the rebel can get impression of their power struggle are of great concern to us, but they also can think we have something to hide. Which brings me to my point. We do need symbolic gesture, one of the displaying expertly measured intensity. My best bet is a humble and diplomatic envoy, a low-level official acting as an investigator of sorts. I implore you, Prince. What are you? I wonder about your suggestion for this role. After all, it's not particularly prestigious, but carries a lot of responsibility. We're still talking about the Conrelia representative. Oh, I think there's a very obvious candidate. Miss Julia, once again, your full name eludes me at the moment. Savinsky. Miss Julia Savinsky, right. I understand you used to be an investigative journalist before your embrace. That's correct. Among others, the Banu Hakim Primogen insisted that you are worthy of greater privileges and should be given a chance to prove yourself. Yes. Do you still think she is capable? Of course. Good, and I'm sure that you have no problem with your protege breaking this mission. Say for the pain the mother feels when watching her child leave the nest. Whether I do or do not, it's not particularly important right now, is it? It absolutely is. Prince Ponard, if Artura's plan is reckless, I want you to tell me. I need a simple yes or no answer. Is the girl capable? I wouldn't trust her with all the responsibility I have if she wasn't. Here we are then. A recommendation from the Banu Hakim Primogen and the Sheriff. tell you the truth, I was just throwing out ideas, but with this baking, I can doubt the Night Clan's representative will get the job done. I am certain each other feels the same. Мне кажется, они опять играют в какие-то 5D шахматы, где они хотят подставить протагониста. Почему мне кажется, что они просто уёбки? В принципе, это Камарилья тут. Я как бы не спорю. Но допустим. It is as you say. I will watch the way she handles the situation with great interest. Well then, Miss Savinsky, looks like you got your chance for a big break. Yeah, just point me in the right direction and I'll tell you what to do. Excellent. That leaves us with only one more matter, which I hope we can agree on. Good evening. Catherine, what a pleasant surprise. Nobody informed us you are in town. Addison, looking healthier than ever. And what does Wiz have to do with this? We need an parlor observant who everyone respects. And as it happens, Catherine always knew how to make friends of both sides without angering either. I'd be grateful if you just for once you decided against throwing a tantrum about me, High Regent. As long as you can prove yourself useful to the proceeding in some way. If half of what I heard about her from Miss Wonderweyer is true, she should be able to. And what did poor Carter say about me this time? Nothing specific. One always have to read between the lines with him, but it was mostly envy. Swiss gracefully agreed to mediate between the Anarch's representative and the La Sombra representative, ensuring mutual cooperation and mitigating the potential conflicts. Вот, блять. Is there a meeting set up? In less than an hour, you better hurry then. What the hell, сука? Почему мы обо всем договорились и при этом никто нихуя не знает? Ну чё за говно, а? If the situation is indeed under control, I will drive here and oversee the situation. Out of the question, you've got your orders, Sheriff. Attend to those. You fool, the girl needs guidance. And we need yours. Nobody knows what might happen next. But it's not as the Onyx have a lot of love for you. And you are too efficient in your duties for them to tolerate you. Better spare Miss Savinsky and them see you two together. Do you think my guidance of Julia would be lacking, Cody? I never said that. So, do you have any objections to putting her under my care? None whatsoever. That's all I needed to hear. We'll be going then. Wasting no time as usual, I see. Have you got at least tried the aperitifs? Waiting is an old person's game, Helen. I still feel young. Remember, if there's anything you need to help with, probably not, but I appreciate the thought, nevertheless. Have a great night, everyone. I'll catch up with you later, Edison. I certainly hope you do. We're here. Seemed like you were in a rush. I couldn't stand the crowd. And why is that? In my experience, gathering like those always enable boring pack mentality. All the familiar lies we tell ourselves to justify lasting for more. Repeated ad nauseam. Speaking of lies, you seem honest, but yesterday you told me not to rush. And I stand by it. Do as I say, not as I do. That's the best advice I can give you. I definitely more than advice than that. Back at the odd house you said something about guiding me, but I have zero idea what to do. None whatsoever. I had a few necessary arrangements to make over the phone before they got here to ensure your pretty little head stays attached to your neck. For now, anyway. I'm grateful, but I still feel out of my depth. I need to know what to do. I used to make a living as an investigative journalist, did you not? Investigate the matter. In TV shows there, an investigative journalist gets too close to the heart of politically incendiary cause. It rarely goes well. A cat's head on their porch, a bullet to the head. So you're afraid you might be a pawn in a game you don't understand. Да! Блять, спасибо, Джулия. That your elders consider you a disposable asset? That a single wrong move might cost you everything you hold dear? That sounds about right, yeah. Well, by the sign of it, you understand your situation perfectly. Don't belittle me. I need your advice. Anything you want, but don't be boring, Julia. If I wanted to belittle you, I wouldn't drown you in the closet this long ago. Platitudes, точнее. Know thyself. Believe in your strength. Trust no one. Act confident. Turn the chessboard around and read your opponent's minds. Read Sun Tzu, блять, and quote him incessantly. Say, do you feel any better now? Я не буду читать Сунь Цзы, потому что этот Сунь Цзы хуй сосы. Видел я его в Химках. Деревянными членами торгует. Can I ask you something? Seeing as Mia is still not here, of course. Все-таки representative это Mia. Я уж думал, что это наш тот персонаж. Это было бы интересно. Do you know who killed Baron Callian? I haven't the slightest idea. Were you emotionally impacted by his death? Not at all. Did you know him? Only passingly, I'm afraid. I expected him to perish sooner than later, so I never bothered to improve our relationship. Why are you helping me? Am I? That remains to be seen. What do you mean? You do not want a painfully honest answer. But I do. When I look at you, I see someone pitiful, someone whose anger is purely biological, just an animalistic rush. When I saw a bargain plan you put in a situation that is way beyond your capabilities, I offered my help. I was curious to see your true colors reveal themselves firsthand. When everything is said and done and Callian's kill is pointed out, will you be a whimpering animal or a victor taking the spoils? I cannot wait to find out. I should be here any second. You have time for one more question. I hope I'm not being rude, but where is the reason you keep your face hidden? Yes, there is a reason, and yes, you are being rude. Sorry, just curious. I understand, but let's just say I prefer everyone to come up with their own theories. The more stories they'll invent, the less relevant the truth will be. But anyway, here's Mia. Я знаю, кто такая Мия, мне не надо на это отвечать. Здрасте. You must be Catherine Zwiz. And you must be Mia Morgan. Pleasure to make your acquaintance. The pleasure's mutual. This your girl? Julia Savinsky, the La Sombra Primogen. La Sombra representative. Good. If you were a Primogen, I might have tried to kill you here and now. Is Torg still on the site? Торг жив, он вышел? Nah, I told him to take it from here. By the end of tonight he needs to look like a natural candidate for the leader of New York City Anarchs. It's gonna take a lot of driving around and negotiations. Я думал, что Торга захуярили. How did he react to finding Kellyan's remains? He hasn't exactly elaborated on his feelings, but I expect he reacted the same way every true believer in the cause did. It's his complicated mess of all his possible feelings under the moon. So he was the first one who've seen the murder site. Oh, so you're really calling it the murder site. Does the ivory tower know something we don't? It's not an official position, but I expect a lot of them think it is. That it's Torg who stood benefit for the most of the boss's death. And it sounds like he's quick to jump on the new opportunities. You don't know him. Yes, but I'd love to meet him and ask him some questions. Especially if he was the one who would find the body. Well, if you're meeting Tong at all, I won't be tonight. He's too busy. I was assigned to investigate, I won't be able to do it properly if not able to question a key witness. I'll arrange for him to see you this week. This week? Aren't the tensions a little too high for delaying an investigation like this? Well, Tog's work is our best shot at making sure they won't get higher. So boo fucking who. I'm right hand woman though. You got any questions, direct them to me. Maybe the two of you should just head Kellyan's office. The discussion here does not seem to be going in the right direction, nor in a particularly interesting one. You're not coming? Tog and you have not the only ones who have their work cut out of them tonight. I trust you can take it from here. And Mia, be easy on her. In slightly different circumstances, I expect the two of you would have ended up on the same side of the barricades. Take care. И улетела. Well, follow me, I show you his place. А почему он еще не рассыпался в говно? Или потому что он древний, он рассыпается 1500 лет? Have you really found anything suspicious? Nothing you don't see in front of you. This door is the only point of entry to the room, right? Yes, unless you count the windows, but nobody expects for Kellyan knew how to operate those, and they don't let air or light through. Was the door open the Torg got here? Well, that's the one suspicious thing. It wasn't. It as Kellyan locked himself from the inside. A closed room murder, huh? Как говорится, с возвращением в Данганромпу. Блять. Давно не были. Couldn't that be from the window? I checked it from the outside, it's the perfect condition. So, what's this glass? I have no idea. What's the combination? It's Kellyan's. What make you think I know? Were those empties before the Torg arrived? I don't know, but I wouldn't accuse him tampering with the evidence if I were you. Of course, you have no idea who that is. Kellyan's ancestor, I guess? Are you trying to help me? What are you mumbling about? In case you missed it, I'm not particularly fond of your sect. Give me just a moment more. Getting desperate, huh? Just being through. We've searched the bastard like 3 times. He had nothing of interest on him. How about this? Ah, you didn't plan then, did you? No, did you? Show off. What's on it? It's a list of 4 names. D'Angelo, Hope, Agathon, Tamika. Как я понимаю, Агатон это тот треймер, которого я так и не встретил за свое прохождение, да? Any idea what is this about? Beats me. Think I'm done here. Don't let the door hit you when on the way out. When will I get to meet this dog? If, and that if is big, he will agree to meet you on one-to-one basis. Catherine will let you know. He probably won't let a loyal Camarilla lapdog like you see him without her oversight anyway. Camarilla lapdog, please. Well, aren't you? Trust me, I'm not here the type who bites the hand that feeds her, but the god's favorite pastime is leaving me starved. Ah, so it's like that, huh? Yeah. I will keep that in mind, depending on how the situation unfolds. Good. In the meantime, have a good night. You too.